Hello everyone, Super Duper Boy here, and I'm finally reviewing episode 6 of Clone Wars Season 7. I'm a little bit late once again, but overall, the opinion I've heard from people is that this is way better than episode 5, and I couldn't agree more. 5 was okay, but it definitely had its issues. But this episode is where things get more serious and the plot goes into motion. Just in case this is your first time watching one of my reviews, these do have spoilers, so if you have not watched the episode yet, then do not watch this video first. So, I did not expect this episode to do so many big things. The characters went to Kessel, which I really didn't expect. It's cool to see a greener side of that planet. Also, I'm starting to like Trace and Rafa more. They aren't great yet, but they do have great chemistry with Ahsoka, and it's interesting how Trace hasn't even been into hyperspace before. It shows that so many people are stuck down in the lower levels of Coruscant, and it's difficult to ever escape. This episode is very character driven, and what that means is the plot is moved forward by character decisions, which I think is a good thing. It does have lots of great individual scenes also. Of course, when Anakin and Ahsoka sense each other with the Force, I do like that part, ignoring the extremely low chances of them actually getting so close to each other. Another scene I really like is when Trace, Rafa, and Ahsoka were arguing. It just all seemed really natural, but I didn't like the part where Rafa and Ahsoka said the same thing at the same time and were like,
"You what?"
It just seemed a little too cheesy and not needed, but it's not a big deal. Speaking of Ahsoka, she seems a lot wiser in this episode. She knows a lot more about the galaxy than the other two, and is just trying to keep them out of trouble. Also, I like how she says she went to a Skywalker Academy. It's great how she keeps dropping these little references to our Jedi past. I didn't really care much about how Rafa doesn't trust Ahsoka in episode 5, but it gets more important here because Rafa is suspicious about how Ahsoka knows so much about the galaxy. It makes her distrust make a lot more sense. Finally, I want to talk about the episode's ending. It really did have a big cliffhanger, and I'm excited to see what happens in the next episode. Part of what makes this arc so good is that 2/3 of the main characters aren't even that powerful. We're used to seeing Jedi, Sith, soldiers, droids, and expert bounty hunters, but the two sisters are just regular people. And of course, the Pikes make a return, so that's a big plus. And they are pretty intimidating villains in my opinion. So, my final rating for this episode has to be an 8.5 out of 10. Pretty good score. I still don't think Trace and Rafa are great yet, but they are improving a lot. And this episode just made their characters a lot better. Also, I noticed there's 3 planets in one episode, which is pretty awesome. A few things I didn't mention is how I like that Ahsoka says "you think they would" about the Republic not dealing with the slaves. This arc really shows that the Republic isn't all good. And when Trace dumped the spice, I actually like that part. Like, yeah, it was a stupid decision, but it doesn't really annoy me when characters make big mistakes like that. It makes the story a lot better most of the time. It is a bit strange, though, how we hear more about spice trade than the trade of normal things like food and water, but whatever. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this review. Finally, my scores are going up for the episode. It is a bit sad that we're halfway through the season, though. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Peace out.